Welcome to the 2025 Gaming Laptop Awards. I reviewed 35 different gaming laptops this year, and I've got awards in 16 different categories to give out. So let's get into it and find out which gaming laptops were the best. Our first category is Best GPU, as this is the #1 factor in determining game performance. This year saw the release of Nvidia's RTX 50 series laptop GPUs, and in many cases, they weren't actually that much faster compared to the last gen 40 series version. Laptop GPU of the year has gotta be the RTX 5070 Ti, simply because it's the lowest option that gets you more than 8 gigs of VRAM, which is going to be important in newer games going forward for all the reasons covered here. Plus, we've actually seen some insane prices on 5070 Ti laptops in the lead up to Black Friday. We're talking about $1,300 for MSI's Vector, or just a couple $100 more for Acer's more premium Helios Neo 16S with an OLED screen. Save money on your next gaming laptop with our gaminglaptop.deals website. Link is below. I'll also give a shout out to the RTX 5050 laptop GPU, which had the biggest FPS boost over its 40 series counterpart. The 5050 also bumps up the VRAM capacity to 8 gigs from the 6 gigs found in the last gen 4050. So it's nice to see Nvidia doing the bare minimum there. After the best GPU, I think it only makes sense to cover the best CPU next. Purely in terms of single and multi-core performance, at least in Cinebench, laptops with Intel's Core Ultra 9 275HX came out on top. But ultimately, performance depends on how much power the laptop gives to its processor, and how good the cooling is, which is why the results are scattered. But there's more to life than Cinebench. When I compared way more applications in a dedicated Intel vs AMD video, AMD's Ryzen 9 9955HX 3D typically came out on top when both processors had the same power limit applied. And there's an even bigger difference when it comes to gaming. At 1080p, AMD's 9955HX 3D was 16% faster compared to Intel's 275HX when fairly compared in the exact same laptop chassis. The difference is smaller at 1440p, but AMD's chip still has an 8% lead over Intel in my 29 game average. And then at 4K, there's almost no difference, with AMD just 2% faster than Intel. The main problem with the 9955HX 3D, apart from the fact that it's not actually available in that many laptops, is battery life sucks. It uses older integrated graphics, which just result in far less runtime compared to an equivalent Intel laptop. But if you want best performance in and out of gaming, AMD's Ryzen 9 9955HX 3D was very impressive, and is my pick for laptop CPU of the year. There's no point having a good CPU and GPU if you can't keep them cool, so best cooling is up next. This one's tough to compare. One laptop might run cooler than another laptop, but because of lower power limits, which means that one performs worse too. So it's hard to fairly compare against a laptop that might have higher power limits and performs better, but with higher temperatures and higher fan noise as a result. I'm going to throw this one to my laptoppicker.com tool. You can select best gaming laptops from the top menu, and then change the category to best cooling. This sorts all gaming laptops we've reviewed from best cooling to worst based on our real review data. The cooling system score is calculated based on a combination of fan noise, keyboard hotspot, sustained CPU and GPU power, and CPU and GPU temperatures. And based on our custom scoring system, ASUS's SCAR16 and ASUS's Strix G16 have the best cooling scores out of all 35 gaming laptops we reviewed this year, with Lenovo's Legion Pro 5 not far behind. Next up is best battery life, which is kind of important for a portable machine. Now, there's more to this category than simply having a larger battery, though that can certainly help. Runtime on battery power depends on all of the components inside the laptop, as well as various software optimizations. If we use my laptoppicker.com tool again, but this time change the category to best battery life, you can sort all the laptops we've reviewed this year by their battery score. HP's Omen 16 and Alienware 16 Aurora both had excellent runtimes, but the Omen is more impressive as it has a smaller battery, while Lenovo's Legion 5 i5 is in third place, at least with the AMD processor, as the Intel version didn't last quite this long. These happen to be more mid-range options. If you're after best battery life from a higher tier laptop, then just change the budget or GPU filter to slice and dice my data how you like. Alright, let's move over to the best screen next. I think a lot of people seriously underestimate the screen. I mean, it's literally what you'll be staring at for hours while using the laptop, so you want it to look good. And there's a lot to consider, like screen size, refresh rate, response time, brightness, color gamut, backlight bleed, resolution, contrast, and more. If we use the laptoppicker.com tool again, but this time change the category to best screen, you can sort all the laptops we've reviewed this year by their screen score. For gaming, pretty much any Lenovo OLED gets the win this year, and that's because OLED panels have the fastest response times, very good colors, and for whatever reason, this year the panels Lenovo are using are just brighter compared to all other brands. But if you'd prefer a brighter mini LED screen in exchange for a slower but still excellent response time, ASUS's Scar 18 and 16 were the best mini LED screen options this year, and it's a nice bonus that the ASUS software lets you run all mini LED zones as one single panel, so you have the option of getting rid of the halo or bloom effect. No other laptop brands we tested this year offer that. Let's make our way over to the best speakers next. After reviewing all of my sound recordings, Lenovo's Legion 9 sounded the best to me. But that is a larger 18-inch laptop. Out of the 16-inch options, I thought ASUS's Zephyrus G16 sounded the best. While the smaller G14 had the best speakers out of the smaller 14-inch gaming laptops we tested. The best port selection is up next. Generally speaking, the bigger the laptop, the more ports you can fit. Lenovo's Legion 9 was one of the heavier 18-inch laptops tested this year, but it also had the most amount of ports available and gets the win. But shout out to the Alienware 18 Area 51 and Acer Helios 18, which were the only laptops with 5GB Ethernet, which is nice if you run a fast local network like I do. Alright, our next category is best upgradeability. Once again, I'm going to use my laptoppicker.com tool, but this time from the best gaming laptops page, we're setting the category to most upgradable. Lenovo's Legion 9 gets yet another win, as it's the only laptop we tested all year that has 4 RAM slots and 4 M.2 storage slots. But not only that, all 4 slots can fit standard 2280 size drives with chips on both sides. Acer's Helios 18 is the runner-up here, but overall, that's a much worse laptop compared to the Legion 9. But I've done a whole dedicated video comparing the best 18-inch gaming laptops from each brand if you want more details. Now let's find out which gaming laptop is the most portable. The laptoppicker.com tool has us covered here too. With the category set to most portable, Acer's Trident 14 gets the win, as it's slightly thinner and lighter compared to the other 14-inch models we tested this year. But honestly, the others like HP's Zoman 14, Razer's Blade 14, or Asus's Zephyrus G14 are all extremely portable too. Of course, the downsides of these smaller 14-inch models is RAM can't be upgraded and there's only one M.2 storage slot. Bigger 16-inch models typically resolve this. Gigabyte's Aero X16 gets the win, but it's lightly due to its flexible plastic chassis. Out of the more premium options with better build quality, Asus's Zephyrus G16 and Lenovo's Legion 7i are actually slightly thinner. They're just a bit heavier with their chargers included. Now let's find out which laptop has improved the most this year. For me, this has got to be Asus's ROG Strix G16 and G18, as well as the Scar 16 and Scar 18, as they all got similar improvements this year. The biggest one is toolless upgrades. Just slide the notch on the bottom panel and it comes right off. You can also take out out or add SSDs without tools either. Very cool. I hope other brands steal that design. The 2025 model also has a better vapor chamber cooler, no more hot air blowing out the sides onto your mouse hand, improved speakers, IR for Windows Hello Face Unlock was added, they've got better and more ports, but perhaps most importantly of all, a 360-degree light ring, the final form of RGB. And special shout out goes to Razer's Blade 18, which was redesigned with performance in mind this year. It's still expensive, but it's actually a competitive option if you're looking for an 18-inch gaming laptop now. That said, as per my big 18-inch comparison, there are better options. It's just nice to see the Blade 18 improve from something I wouldn't recommend to something I could. Just before we get to the best gaming laptops of the year, we need to discuss the most disappointing. I was originally going to say MSI's Titan 18, because the one I reviewed cost over $5,000 US, but it still doesn't have advanced Optimus or G-Sync. It's got the worst touchpad I've used in my entire life, and they changed it from 4 sticks of RAM to 2 this year. But apart from that RAM change, those other issues with the Titan were still present last year too. So I can't be too disappointed in it, unless I'm disappointed that they still haven't improved it. So my next biggest disappointment was Acer's Helios 18. The Helios series typically offers great performance, but the 18 we reviewed had insanely loud fan noise, thermal throttled under heavy load, all while offering lower performance compared to other similar gaming laptops. As for my partner, she was most disappointed by Acer's Triton 14. We saw it at Computex when we went to Taipei in May, and it looked great, but ultimately it just didn't live up to expectations, especially for its crazy high price compared to other 14-inch options. She still likes the Triton's look and feel more than the G14, but the G14 performs way better for way less money. Up next, we've got the best entry-level gaming laptop for those of you on the tightest of budgets. Purely in terms of cheapest, HP's Victus with RTX 4050 for $550 is hard to beat, though we did have a cheaper $500 option on the GamingLaptop.deal's website a few days ago. Sales constantly change, and laptops are going in and out of stock as we get closer to Black Friday. So yeah, check the GamingLaptop.deal site with the link below for the latest updates. Next up is the best budget gaming laptop of 2025. For this category, I'm assuming you've got a bit more to spend over that budget option we just looked at, say $600 to $800 or so. And at this price point, spending $100 to $200 more gets you way more. I definitely recommend saving a little extra over those $500 to $600 options if you can justify it, especially for a machine that you're going to be using for the next few years. Using the $600 to $800 price range dropdown on the GamingLaptop.deal site, these are what we've currently got available, and I've really got to give it to that 50/50 lock for $650. That's just crazy good value for a solid gaming laptop, but I will note it went out of stock a few days ago before coming back. So again, link below for the latest updates. Acer's Nitro is a little cheaper, but in my opinion, the lock has a nicer build quality, better features, and better software, and is easily worth the extra. I'd also recommend the lock over other alternatives like Gigabyte's Gaming A16, HP's Victus, or MSI's Cyborg. The best mid-range gaming laptop is up next. For this one, I'm talking about a price range of $800 to $1,000 or so, which is solid RTX 5060 territory. And the best option we've seen on the deal site so far is Lenovo's Legion 5 with an OLED screen and RTX 50 graphics for $999. It was actually $950 a couple of weeks ago, and I hope we see that sale return closer to Black Friday. But honestly, even at $1,000, it's still great value and hard to beat. Just before we talk maxed out unobtainium tier laptops, let's cover the best mid to high-end option. For this category, I'm looking at $1,000 to $1,500. And at this price range, it is possible to get the best graphics I awarded best GPU to earlier in the video, which of course is the RTX 5070 Ti. Acer's Helios Neo 16S is right at the top of this price range, but it's a good performing portable laptop with an OLED screen and 5070 Ti graphics. It's just priced extremely well for what you get. But if you want the cheapest 5070 Ti, MSI's Vector 16 at $1299 is seriously hard to beat. Just be aware that the 8940HX processor results in lower battery life. Normally at this sort of budget, you're looking at RTX 5070 graphics. But if you can get a deal on a 5070 Ti or stretch your budget a little, it's definitely worth considering. The 5070 Ti is 30% faster in games at 1440p over the 5070, and the 12 gigs of VRAM is a better sweet spot for 1440p gaming going forward, which is important considering how many laptops this year are shipping with QHD Plus screens. Alright, but what about the best possible high-end gaming laptop for those with unlimited budgets? Lenovo's Legion 9 gets the win here, with an insane amount of upgrade options, excellent performance, and tons of extras like more ports, great speakers, and more. And my review data agrees. A combination of gaming performance and single and multi-core CPU performance puts it slightly ahead of Alienware's 18 Area 51 and Lenovo's smaller Legion Pro 7i. The 5090 version of the Legion 9 is already sold out, but the 5080 version recently dropped to a new record low price on the deal site, link below. But if you'd prefer a 16-inch laptop, similar money gets you Lenovo's Legion Pro 7i, but with the higher tier 5090 graphics. And I said this laptop was the best gaming laptop of the year in my recent top 5 video. The higher tier Legion 9 does have more features and is technically better, but it costs more as a result, and I know most people don't want a bigger 18-inch laptop. The Legion Pro 7i offers excellent performance, yet isn't as expensive compared to its competitors, like Asus's Strix Scar 16. But I've tested plenty of other great gaming laptops this year, which is why I've ranked them from best to worst using a tier list. So join me in that one next to find out how everything compares.